Hey everybody, it's Troy from Extractcraft. See the shirt? That proves it. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for checking out what we've got going. We're going to introduce EtOH, our newest product. I just wanted to start out here so anybody that hasn't been to our office can see it's more of a shop than anything else. This is lovely Colorado. This is our front door. It says Extractcraft if anybody ever kind of comes and wants to check it out. I'll take you through a little tour. This is the walk-in. It's the source. It's all our boxes. This is Colby's den, testing room, manufacturing, all kinds of mad science back there. This is my office. So I'm going to start in here. Just because I can use my phone to get more kind of mobile and better angles to kind of introduce you to EtOH. And then after I get done with this, I'm going to shut this live off, and we're going to go to a Facebook Live off the computer because it's got a better angle to kind of a static angle to kind of have Colby maybe run through a little demonstration. So without further ado, oh, and there's Colby. Hey.
What's up, guys?
There's Colby.
How are you?
It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, a wonderful day for a Colby. Anyway, and here's EtOH. So this is the big bad boy. It holds 4 liters. You can see the control panel. We got still have the green button. The control panel shows the controllability for the temperature, so it's going to go anywhere from 96 degrees up to 105 for the maximum performance. That 105 point is going to go through 4 liters in about 2.5 to 3 hours, which we'll demonstrate here after a while. This is the pot, which we call the kettle. It's got a little holster in back for it. This is the pot that holds 4 liters plus. Kind of comes out like a normal cook pot with the plug. It's on rails for really good stability. The dimensions are approximately 22 across, 19 deep, and about 12 high. Weighs about 35 to 40 pounds. Fully packed, it's going to be about 45 pounds. Oh, look at it's Vanna.
My Vanna White hand modeling.
Vanna Colby. So what else? Anything else?
No, let's get started.
Okay. So I'm going to turn the camera around, and Colby's going to demonstrate doing the hops extraction. But what we're going to do is we'll show kind of how it loaded, how it gets going. The pumps start going for a while, then it pumps down. It's going to be about 2.5 hours, so we'll cut out once it starts going, and then we'll check in periodically just to update to show you kind of how how the performance actually moves, and it's fast. So without further ado, Colby cheese.
All right. So what we did is we got basically, what is pretty close to 4 liters, because I think, this is about the 2 liter mark. So we got about 4 liters of hops. So we soaked this last night. So we're just going to put all of this in here and get this full. Add this. So there we go. So as you can see, Troy, you want to get a shot of this, so you can see like how close it comes to the rim. So that is 4 liters there. So next, we're going to start the process. We have a little holder back here for our lid because our lid stays attached. So basically, same kind of design. We have the rubber slant built into the lid. So this, and then it slants it backwards to what would you call this? Our
vacuum port.
Vacuum port. There you go. And so then we need a jar here. Now, basically what we do is we're going to create a vacuum here and here. So this isn't really finalized, but we will have a different lid. But right now, this is where we're at. So really what we do is we're going to set to where we want. So we're going to set it at a full extraction. So that's going to get us right at that 105 mark, maybe 103, somewhere in there. And that's really where we want to be when we're doing, especially a full pot like this. We want to make sure that we're doing a full extraction. So we simply hit the button, which the nice thing about this is you're still going to be able to set your altitude just like the Source Turbo. So same thing, hold the button for 10 seconds, you know, blinks 10 times, and then push whatever you want, you know, for whatever elevation you're at, 1,000, 2,000. So same thing, you'll be able to set that elevation. So for now, everything's good, so we're just gonna start it. First thing we wanna do, pumps kick on, fan kicks on. A lot louder fan simply because we need more, you know, airflow through our heat exchange. So we get the, this is where we first want to get a seal. So that's nice and sealed. And then we come over here and we just kind of help this along just to get this sealed. But and then once these two get sealed, it takes, you know, pretty quick. Once they're good to go, yep, everything will. So now it's basically going to pull vacuum. One thing that you'll notice between the Source Turbo is the Source Turbo has a much smaller chamber to pull the vacuum out of. We got two chambers in a sense. We have this and then our actual extraction chamber. So it takes a little bit longer for the pumps to reach a full vacuum. I think we timed it at roughly about 4 minutes or so, 4 to 5 minutes to get a full vacuum before the pumps actually get shut off. But as you can see, just like on the Source Turbo, you want to show them this intro? It starts moving along pretty quickly. It doesn't take too long. The heater, all built in here, we'll begin to get this heated up as we get the rest of the vacuum pulled on this, and then we'll be off.
One cool thing, this thing, check that out, that's the reclaim. So once that reclaim's done, all you gotta do is put the top on the jar and store it. Easy peasy. Hold on, back to Colby.
Yeah, what's Troy said, easy peasy. You know, we basically just have a line that runs down into it. All your reclaim goes through the system, into the heat exchanger. Fans are cooling it down fast, or much faster. We can basically do this whole gallon in less than 3 hours. It'll probably be about 2.5, maybe even 2 1/4, depending on how it ends up, but usually about 2.5. And everything's, you know, gonna end up in here. So you can either use a full gallon jar here, or you can use the half-gallon jars. If you use the half-gallon jars, you're going to need to stop this process when it gets to that 1,500, you know, liter or milliliters of alcohol in exchange, and, you know, put down a new jar. Pretty simple. You just stop the process. We'll show you that later on here when we go to switch. But if you had a full gallon jar, you can just kick it all right back in. Can you see that very well?
Yeah.
So pumps are still sucking down, getting vacuum. But already we're starting to condense on the inside of the glass. The nice thing with EtOH is we have much better temperature control here than we had with the Source Turbo. And this really allows us then to be able to use this multiple different ways. So already we're at pretty much a rapid boil at this point. It doesn't take too long to get there.
You can see a little bit of progress coming through here now. The first 15, 20 minutes is kind of warming up. Once it hits about the half-hour mark, that's when the production really starts ramping up.
Yep, and that's really just the system pulling in the vapor and recondensing the alcohol, and the condenser filling up with alcohol before it can kick it back in here. So it fills that up, and then once it does, about that 20-minute mark, you really start seeing it kick out. Okay, so now the pumps are shut off, and so now we're just heating and boiling and evaporating. And at this stage, the pumps will only kick on occasionally just to control heat and pull that vacuum back down a little bit further.
So I think at this point, we'll let it go. We'll get it started. I think you've got the idea of how it works, how it starts. We'll come back in 10 or 15 minutes once that production starts ramping up and kind of show you the flow of the ethanol flowing into the reclaim. and then we'll take another break for a while and come back kind of when it's about done and show you how it's going there.
Right, yeah.
Thank y'all very much. We'll see you back very, very soon. Appreciate you checking it out. Bye. Hello everybody. This is the third part of our video documentary on the introduction of EtOH Pro. Just a quick update on the progress, and here's Colby to give you the update.
What's up, guys? Okay, as you can see, we're about 25 minutes in. We're sitting about probably, what, 350 milliliters already collected. Nice and clear. And then just cruising away on the inside, you know, evaporating pretty fast. Now that the heat exchanger's filled up, it just keeps filling this jar up. So this won't stop, you know, till you need to stop it to switch out your jar. But basically, we're cruising right along here. So 350 milliliters in about, what, 25 minutes. So doing pretty good work. But yeah, we'll just keep running this. We're gonna just keep coming back live, keep showing you kind of where we're at throughout the process. When we need to switch, we'll show you how we do the switch. It's pretty simple. We just stop the process, but we'll go through that later. But until then, we will just keep evaporating. So we are back. We're an hour in. I accidentally just hit the button, but that's all right. So we're at about 1,000 milliliters after the first hour. That because we have that 20 minutes before the heat exchanger starts kicking out. So basically, you know, cruising right along here. As you can see, you know, still. Oh, there we go. Now we're gonna empty it out a little bit. So when you shut it off, it's gonna drain out of the heat exchanger. So we just kind of give you a little idea here what that looks like. And so you can see it starts filling it up pretty quick. We're already up to about 1,250. So yeah, I mean it kicks out quite a bit out of the heat exchanger, still coming out the lines. So, and then we can simply just turn it back on and get it rolling again. So you can stop and start the process at any point. You don't have to, you know, go through the whole process. Let's say you want to, you know, switch this out. You don't have to release the vacuum to do it. You just stop the process. Anytime you stop it, it's going to basically kick out everything that's in the heat exchanger back into your jar. So you always have to keep in mind when you do start or stop it, you don't ever want to fill it all the way to the neck, simply because as soon as you stop it, it's going to flood the rest of the chamber here. So you want to always, if you're going to stop anytime, just make sure you have plenty of room so it can kick back out and flush that system out. Well, other than that, we're still cruising along here, so we'll be back in a little bit to kind of keep showing you the progression and how EtOH's performing.
Hello campers, this is the 5th segment of our EtOH launch demo. We're just coming up on an hour and a half, so we're going to show you basically where we're at in an hour and a half. It's basically like 1.75, so it's going to be about 2 liters, including what we're going to clear out of the heat exchanger when we open it up. So Colby's going to show you where we are and how to change that reclaimed jar.
Alright guys, so as you can see, we're well above the 1,500 milliliter mark, so we have a little bit of room there, so we need to go ahead and stop the process. Everything shuts down. Now, if we were to wait a couple minutes, the vacuum will release on its own, or we can actually hit the button and we'll release the vacuum before then. The light will flash, and then you can hear it all back. So then the rest of the alcohol comes out of the heat exchanger. So one thing you always have to keep in mind is anytime you start and stop the process, like mid-process like this, and you clean out this heat exchanger, it pushes it all out. When you go to restart it, it's got to refill the heat exchanger. So that's why in that first 20 minutes, it always takes a little bit just to even get it going. So you'll see that when you go to restart, it's not instantly going to start filling the jar. It's got to refill the heat exchanger first. So once the vacuum releases quick, we simply move to a new jar, set this one off, throw a lid on that, and then we're good there. And then we set this guy up, and now we just go ahead and start it back up. Get our vacuum here first. Just make sure this gets locked down. We're good. Come over here. Make sure this gets locked down. Remember, we're trying to pull a vacuum on 2 different chambers, so it takes a second to catch, it takes a second to get that full vacuum. Once it does, we're good to go. Now we'll go ahead and kick out through here. You can already see a little bit coming out. It's just a little bit that's left in that heat exchanger. And then this will just heat, shove that in the heater, but now it's still pretty warm. And as you can see, I can touch this. It's kind of like the glass globe on the source. It just gets a nice warm. It's never hot or anything like that. It's just nice and warm.
He's kind of creepy when he touches things.
But anyways, so yeah, we're back to we'll just keep cranking along here. We're about halfway through, so we got our first two full liters there almost, and now we'll evaporate the rest and we'll reclaim the rest. So we'll be back here in probably another half hour or so, kind of show you where we're at, and keep showing you where we're going and where it's progressing to.
Hey everybody, this is the final segment of the EtOH introduction debut, and Colby's getting ready to harvest the hop oil that we've been making. We're right at about the 3-hour mark, and here comes Colby.
What's up, guys? Okay, so we are to the point where we're at the end. As you can see, this is the 2,000 milliliter mark, so we're just short. We're down to oil. It's basically just kind of bubbling away. So we're going to go ahead and stop the process, and then we're going to release the vacuum. So we push the button again, light flashes, vacuum comes out, heat exchanger is going to kick out. There we go.
Colby likes the bubbles.
I do like the bubbles. I love the bubbles, actually. Might be my favorite part. Okay, we're about done here. Vacuum comes right off. Set that off. Got our second jar. All of our alcohol back. Lid comes off. Goes into the back. We have our oil. Move that off. Ooh, that is thick. Just take a nice spatula here, just clean off the bottom. You can see how thick and that oil is. Let's just put it right in here. Now keep in mind this is hops oil. But that smells delicious. Probably should have had a smaller spatula, but that's all right. Okay. Try to get the rest of this here. If you got a better tool, like a little bit smaller of a spatula, it'll probably work a little bit easier. But that's good enough for now. So the easiest way to clean this then is just add a little bit more alcohol back. And just use your spatula and switch it around, pick up the oil, and then just have a little side container of that oil that you can evaporate later. So no waste, you don't have to waste anything then. So that's our pot. This is our nice thick oil, as you can see. Okay, so assuming we cleaned out our chamber here, got all the oil out of it and everything. This is what you'll be able to do afterwards. So you'll be able to slide on a pot or your pot, and then we are going to have an additional. What do we do with the pump? Oh, you got it. Oh, there it is. This is what's going to allow you to purge further using EtOH. Basically, what you'll be able to do is hook up your secondary pump, and your lid will have a gauge, it'll have everything you need, and you'll be able to turn this over to purge. So this is where we have extract, and then we have purge. So we'll be able to move it down here to purge, which purge will allow you to purge between, I believe, 96 and 110. So you can set it to wherever you'd like. Set in...
Actually, the temperatures will be 80 degrees to 110, but that's okay.
sorry. 96 is extract, that's right. So 80 to 110. You'll be able to hook up your secondary pump and vacuum this down to a full vacuum, and then use purge as your heated chamber. And you can use parchment paper, you can use, who knows, maybe we'll design something for y'all. But you'll be able to just, purge out of here and control the muffin, with your control there. You will need the secondary pump and the lid that will provide additional. So the machine won't come with it. It'll be just for people that actually want that. We assume that most people that are doing large extraction like this will probably have some of that equipment already. But otherwise, you can also get the lid and the pump later on. But that's basically EtOH in a nutshell. So about 3 hours, get you right around that 4 liter mark in 3 hours. Be able to purge out your oil, make whatever you want after that. But Troy, you got anything? It was a good day of demo.
All I got is a good day of demo. Thanks for everybody for watching.
Yes,
and
thank you guys.
If you got any questions, anything else, you know where to get us at extractcraft.com, or get us an email at info@extractcraft.com. Always happy to help. Give us a call. Peace.
Peace. So on the back of the machine, there's an extra line that we've added. So tech savvy.
Or super tech savvy. It goes on the top.
Oh, well, this goes on the top, but oh yeah. So tech savvy.
Or super tech savvy.
Good call. Am I doing this right?
No, that's the vent side.
I know
That's
it's
the vent.
Oh, sorry guys. So tech savvy.
Or super tech savvy.
On the wrong side. There we go. You'll be able to. This fit on earlier, didn't it?
No.
So tech savvy.
Or super tech savvy. Because the fitting, you got the wrong fitting on it.
Oh yes. Okay. Anyways, since we don't have the right fitting, Lee changed that on us. So tech savvy.
Or super tech savvy.